Now let us discuss about new concept from the chapter resource and development. That is resource planning. So before this we discussed about development of resources. So 1992's World Earth Summit held at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, aimed with some of the objectives. Most important objectives it is achieving sustainable economic development. Then, along with achieving sustainable development, it aimed at environmental protection, environmental protection, and also socio-economic development. Then, along with achieving sustainable development, environmental protection, and socio-economic development of nations at global level, even it aimed at achieving uh, or overcoming or combating, eradicating or solving damages, environmental damages, then poverty, diseases which spreads, these to be solved with global peace, cooperation, and coordination by different nations. So for achieving these and for making use of the available resources in a nation, it is must for us to know about how the resources can be utilized. So before that, it is must for us to know what is resource planning, why resource planning is important for the country to adopt and implementing. Let us know what is planning. So resource planning or planning, it is mainly a strategy. It is a strategy. This strategy, it is accepted, adopted. Resource planning, it is a strategy or a method which is accepted or adopted for proper utilization or judicious use of resources. So this is known as resource planning. Then question is, why resource planning is important? Why resource planning is important, or why it is must for us to know about resource planning? What is the importance? So resource planning, it is important because countries like india countries like India. So let us take an example of our country India only. So India is one such country. It has diverse diverse availability of resources. India is a country, one such country which is having diverse availability of resources in its territory. These availability of resources are mainly not accumulated particularly in one place or one particular region. For example, some place or one place may be very rich in the availability of certain type of resources, and it may be it may be deficient, or it may be not having, it may not be having any the other type of resources in the same particular region. So let me explain clearly. One particular region, it may be rich in the availability of few resources or one particular variety of resource, but at the same time it may be having deficiency, or it may be deficient, lag behind in the availability of other type of resource. Then some resources are also considered in self sufficient sufficiency in the availability of resources, and it in terms of availability and in terms of their utilization, it may face acute shortage. It may face acute shortage in other vital or other type of resources. And some reasons or some places may not be having any type of resources. Now let me take an example of particular reasons. For example, north indian uh, plains, north indian plains in whole I will take states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. So North Indian Plains. So in that Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, these are very rich in the availability of minerals. Very rich in the availability of minerals. At the same time, these states in North Indian plains, they are very rich in the availability of minerals. At the same time, they are facing acute shortage of other type of resources, which are also essentially required for the development of these states and also the nation. That's why all the states together, all the regions together in a nation collectively makes the region, development of region, and also the development of nation. So all these different reasons, not only these reasons, even other states in India. So all these reasons together, they holds collective responsibility in making the development of nation. Then widely distributed, widely distributed resources in different parts of India need to be utilized for attaining or for achieving, before this I told, sustainable development. Sustainable development. Let me repeat. All the different regions and all the different places in the territory of India, they may be rich, they may be self-sufficient, or they may be lag behind in the availability of different resources. All these different regions collectively holds responsibility in making the development of the respective regions and also the respective states and collective development of entire nation. Then question is, different regions, different places, rich and poor in the availability of resources, collectively it is need to be planned. It is need to be planned systematically, so that the availability of resources can be utilized for achieving sustainable development. So discuss let us discuss about one more topic, how the resource planning in India is mainly implemented. So before discussing about the resource planning in India, let me repeat in short about resource planning. So resource planning is mainly a strategy. It is mainly a strategy. This strategy is widely accepted or adopted for judicious use of resources. So that's why for judicious use of resources, resource planning is very important for not only to India, even for all the other nations to achieve sustainable development. So country like India, it has diverse distribution of or diverse availability of resources in different regions or different territory. So these uh, distribution of resources is mainly plays a very important role in utilizing or in uh, making the collective progress and development of nation. For example, some place or one particular region or one particular state in India, if it is very rich in the availability of one particular resource, it may be very poor in the other type of resources which is also required. Then any reason or any place, if it is self sufficient, then at the same time it may face the problem of acute shortage of other type of resources. Then some reasons or some places may not having, they may not having any type of resources. Then all these having or not having, self-sufficient or poor. So without taking consideration of these factors in the territory of India, so all the available resources need to be used by implementing proper judicious planning. So in tomorrow's session, we will discuss how resource planning in India is mainly implemented and what are the different steps which are taken into consideration before using the resources or before uh, extracting or before converting or modifying the resources for the developmental activities. So up to that, I put a full stop for today's session. Have a nice day. Take it easy. Bye.